a principal of this school. However, there are about 3 people in this audience who would know who I am and where I really reside during the day. The students here don't know who I am, and they don't know, and that's not a compliment on me, that is a compliment on Miss Mosley. We run the inclusion classes in this school. So we have small groups of students who don't really look at me as their principal. They look at Miss Mosley. They look at Miss Mosley as their principal. I know that you wouldn't even be able to pick out my kids in this audience if they were here, and I will tell you, they're here. They don't want to, not that they don't like us, they want to be associated with legacy. They are no longer really associated with 721. And that is a compliment on legacy, that is a compliment on my staff in this building, and that is certainly a compliment on Ms. Mosley and the staff here. And for that, I really do thank everyone here, including the students who embrace my students. Because students in classes, in self-contained classes, yes, the goal is to go to a community school, and the goal is to go to a general ed school. But the students in District 75 usually have very little opportunity for that. So they go to inclusion classes under different criteria. The number 1 criteria is that you need to have a principal who accepts you, who embraces you, who says you are going to make mistakes, you are going to fail at certain things, but you know what? You are a human being, you are a student, you are a person, and you deserve the same right as anybody else in general education. I will tell you from a principal who's had many different inclusion classes. Can you imagine being in a school, and I have been, where the principal makes the inclusion kids and students in special education use a different staircase? If something happens in the gen ed school, the students are thrown out immediately. I will tell you from experience that I have a student in this school who had a very, very rough day, Miss Mosley, on her first day of school. First day. Miss Mosley and I spoke, my staff and I spoke. She was accepted back here because Miss Mosley would say to me, "It is your decision, I will work with you, we will accept her back." So I will tell you that there are different levels of inclusion classes. Our students here are accepted, our students meet their goal, our staff here collaborates with the staff here. I don't get my staff on staff development days. They choose to stay here at Legacy to learn what's going on. Our students have a right to be here. I do know, and I did hear you say, that our students would still probably have an opportunity for inclusion. Yet I don't know who the principal of that building would be, and I don't know if they would be embraced and wanted and feel like they are a part of 721 without the guidance of the current administration of the school. So I do come to you with a bunch of scratch notes. I will also compliment, highly compliment the students who got up to speak here. Because if you want to talk about the citywide expectations and the 12th grade ELA goal of argument and informational text, we saw it here. So obviously good things are going on here, okay? My students in this school have the coursework, they get independence, they make friends, they have choices. It is certainly something that I would like to keep going. And I know that under the staff here, the students here, and the administration here, my kids do succeed. And I thank everyone who has a part of that. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Gabriel. I go to this school, but I gotta say, I love this school. You guys are really nice people. I go to a school in the Bronx named Lehman. So, I'm a sophomore. I just want to say, like, the idea of kicking out all the teachers, I think it's a really terrible idea because they made a bond with the students. They know what's happening. They know what kind of kids that they're dealing with. You can take them out and put in like new, fresh teachers they're not gonna know what's gonna happen, what to expect. It's like, and you know, we made a bond with our teachers. They're like, you know, our fathers, our mothers. We talk to them, they listen to us. They're like a mother to us, and you know, why you gotta take that away from us? Also, if the school's Lehman, it's a really big school, 4,000 kids, and they said that our school was banned for like 5 years. In those 5 years, how come you guys didn't like do anything? They gave us when principal leader was there, when Lehman was just Lehman, it was crowded, the kids were passing, and then when he left, he put Saraceno away, and then you put mini schools in the school, and then that's when the school fell apart. Do you guys even check your principals? Like, do you like check their backgrounds? Like, you guys know what you're doing? Like, do you know this principal's a really good principal or not? Like, really? Come on.
This is Black History Month. In the late 1700s and 1800s, laws were enacted that prevented people of my youth from learning to read and write. Up until 1954, in the Brown versus Board of Education of Topeka, Kansas, students of color, disabilities, whatever, were denied an equitable and creditable education. Because of the Civil Rights Act of 1964, it began to look like education was changing for the better in America. Bring us to 2012. Students, parents, and teachers of Legacy High School and other public schools have been forced to put on their Civil Rights Act once again to demand accountability, creditability, and some sort of competence from those who make the rules and pass the edicts that we follow. We were told to follow each and every directive that was initiated, and we have, and we did. Now we are to blame for all that goes wrong. Mr. Mayor, Chancellor, Deputy Chancellor, PEP members, this is so wrong on so many levels. Legacy High School students, I was so proud of tonight. Oh my gosh. Teachers, parents, it has only just begun. The war against injustice, against New York City public schools is on. They have the war on drugs. The war against injustice in public school education is on. It's starting here, it's starting everywhere. Grassroots. That's where it begins. We're going to make it happen, folks. Okay? From the DOE. Okay? No more ram-running decisions down our throats. No more doublespeak. No more circular reasoning. No more data misrepresentation. And here's my final thought. If it takes a recall to stop this madness, well then, so be it. Legacy High School, rock on. You will prevail.
Oh, they don't want to speak?
He's gonna raise hell.
Yeah, thanks. I did sign up. I just let other people in front of me, but I wanted to first apologize, Mark, because I understand you are in the position that nobody wants to be in right now. You clearly care about education, but this system is not working for people like us, and I know you don't want to be in this position. So I have to apologize for you taking the brunt of that passion that this entire school is activating. And I think you need to carry the message to the decision makers that they have got a serious problem to address for themselves. Because this is not going to stop. This is only going to get stronger. And just to put it quite simply, just because somebody out there who's either making this decision for us has got the burial grave already dug, and we're clearly showing signs of life, we're not interested in going inside that 6-foot hole. So we're going to fight that hard. So even if they want to put us in, legacy is going to continue. Even if this school shuts down or not, their legacy Their legacy will continue, and everybody in America is going to hear this. Everybody in the whole city is going to hear this. And everybody in Occupy Wall Street has heard this. We've heard this, and we know how to get things done in this city, believe it or not. So that's something that needs to be very well considered by Mayor Bloomberg. If this education system has been cut $1 billion in the last 2 years, but he has made $14 billion while the mayor in an unconstitutional third term, he's got a lot of explaining to do. He can clearly fix the situation if he cares about schools. So I think these students are showing something that's beyond what you can quantify. This is true courage. This is a truly strong intention. Even the smartest people at Harvard don't have an ounce of the morality and the courage that these students have. And they're going to be doing good things for this world and this country. So we need to protect them. And I want to find out, if you do your job, are you going to fight for this school? Because you know that's the right thing to do. It's not about what the numbers say, it's about what the right thing is. It's quite simple.
Are
So,
you following the list? Because I'm on.
I'd like to call the following to the microphone, please. Martin Krongold, Fatima Henry, Jonathan Santiago, and Mary Spiegel.
What numbers are they?
Hi, good evening. Did he have a number? Good evening.
No,
I signed up first.
He's a CC.
Can we have numbers? What numbers?
First of all, I really wish people would not be so negative about this school closing. I think there's a really good chance that it may not close. Give yourself a chance here. I've personally been to schools in Brooklyn, and the Bronx, but mainly in Brooklyn, where people came out to testify just like you. And the result was not closure. Right? It was not phase out. It was maybe some other type of program like transformation or da-da-da-da-da-da-da. But it wasn't closure or phase out, which we're so fearful of. Give yourself a break that what you're doing, quite frankly, is the right thing to do. And to be blunt, this gentleman, Harry Rivas, 9th grader, he's going to Harvard. I mean,
what a load of bullshit. He's just trying to spoon feed everything.
There is a targeted action plan that I know you're going to consider.
I want to know what he's getting out of all of this. How much money does he get for this crap?
More years before you close it. Mr. Sternberg, here's my concern about the data. This is a cohort of about 40 schools. This school is in the lowest cohort.
That's bullshit. How many arguments did we just hear about a success rate going up?
Grace Dodge Gateway. That's in the exact same lowest cohort.
Just stop speaking.
The harsh reality is that this isn't public school anymore. You get a 1 or a 2 and slide.
So what is privatizing going to do?
You don't graduate, end of story. And the reality is that in a couple of years, the kids in this school, if they go to some of the other schools in the lowest cohorts, are going to be in those same schools. Because this school is in the lowest cohort, DOE unfortunately is playing with data. It really should reconsider phase out or closure, because we're talking about a peer index that's so low. It's going to continue to have problems with other schools like it has with other school closings in the past. The biggest concern we have—
You are a load of cockamamie bullshit.
Or the original case that desegregated schools in '54. By doing what you do to close schools, you think you're doing well, and in some cases you are, you're making kids feel crappy about themselves. You should take that into consideration when you're closing a school. Last piece, I really like data, and I think what the Department of Education has done with data sometimes makes sense, but a lot of times, like what's doing with Legacy tonight, is it's abusing data. This is what really concerns me. This mayor, who really cares about data, heck, he's worth $20 billion by massaging data. The harsh reality is that when he's gone in a couple of years, we're going to have 4 or 5 mayoral candidates, and all they're going to do is say, I'm just not going to do what Bloomberg did. And that means that all the good work with data, and there was good work done, very good work, be thrown out the window. And that's not right. Because of the value of data, it's going to be looked at as an abuse. And I hope that you really consider the kids' feelings and the value of data, that after Mr. Bloomberg's gone, we're still here, the parents are still here, the kids are still here in our neighborhoods.
Hi, my name is Fatima. I'm a junior at Legacy. And I just want to let you guys know that a walkout, we did that. The Today Show, we attended that. Disrespected and doubted, we got that. 13%, we are that. The idea of closing Legacy has only made us better. January 2012 ELA regions, 80% of us passed that. I'm glad to say I was in that 80%. New teachers, principals have changed the background of Legacy. With new administration, things have changed, and our graduation regions, scores, and college readiness are going to change. Why should we have to pay for 10 years worth of trouble, low number graduation rates, and failed principals? The Department of Education on a yearly basis cuts our budget. How can we go without the support of DOE? No Child Left Behind is your policy, right? You're leaving us behind by closing Legacy.
Hey there, number 20, Mary Conway Spiegel, Partnership for Student Advocacy. Chewing. Reading through the Legacy history is like reading the symptoms of a disease. It's unbelievable. The principal's desk is in the hallway. I mean, how do you lead a school in a hallway? Pipes freezing? I'm shocked 44% graduated. It's wild. Columbus is dying from the same disease. So is Jamaica and Robeson. So is Gompers. Yet nothing is more patronizing when you're sick, or you've got this illness, or you're being starved, or being served crumbs, than avoiding responsibility, which is what the DOE is doing. It's avoiding the responsibility. Principal has a desk in the hallway. Blows my mind. Denying the true problem and blame. Blame is the major tool. That's just, again, I don't understand how business works that way. To the students of Legacy, a pleasure and an honor. You're doing a fantastic job.
Yeah.
I'm old now, but when I'm older, I'm happy that my future is in your hands. Thank you. To Ms. Mosley, who I don't even know, you're already a winner. You're already succeeding. You're producing these amazing children who are, I've got goosebumps. Congratulations. Good for you. Good for you.
Before I start, I just want to say that this guy right here is merely a puppet to the DOE. And I feel sorry for him because everything that we're saying, we're putting it down on his shoulders, and he's the one representing the words of the state. It's not him, though he does work for him. I feel sorry for you. Now, in the beginning, they gave an opening statement, and I just wanted to state some things that I noticed. They said the purpose of the meeting is not to change our minds.
Right.
Well, no, really. To reach out to us, whatever that means. To engage the schools that have the apparent low percentile rate of passing. Let's see, they want to hear us out. Well, the way I see this is they want to listen to us, then they're going to execute their appropriate intervention, which is apparently defined by them as the closing of our schools, even though they're telling us, listen, we're going to listen to everything you have to say here, and we're still going to close your schools. We don't really care. They use a whole bunch of vague terms, a whole bunch of statements. I copied it all down. They say they have concerns for the performance. So closing us down increases performance? Since when has this worked? I'm sorry. They say the impact statement is to be reached. This is all very vague. It's really, the purpose of this meeting here is to tell us that people, we understand everything that you're going through, but we're not going to do anything to help you at all. We want you to shut up, sit down, because we are the DOE and rerun everything that you're doing. And that's about it. After that, everything else.
Useless.
I'd like to call the following. I'd like to call the following to the microphone.
Good man.
Deanne Temple.
She was 22, she was 20, then there was 21, and I
Are you Marjorie Stanford? I'm about to call your name.